We keeps it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and feel some tea. Join the Kourtney family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first.
And welcome back. Hey, you guys, I am back to do Heart and Hustle Houston. So if you're brand new to this channel and subscribe yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. My husband does not do this review with me because he found it to be more of a girly type of review. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it, you guys. I first want to say that I was so disappointed, very much so disappointed that Love and Marriage Huntsville is gone off until November because I would normally have a setup, after me and my husband did Love and Marriage Huntsville, then I would do Heart and Hustle Houston alone. But in that case, I said, let me just do a quick, review where I don't have to be on camera and just kind of like sitting in my computer and give you guys the review of my opinion on Heart and Hustle Houston. But yet again, Carlos on the people want to decide to give us something and then go for months and come back. Again, y'all, I don't understand where you find out that that doesn't work for people. Right now in this climate, and I know this is about Heart and Hustle Houston, so if you're here for that, but right now where Love and Marriage Huntsville is, I think they need to do a little bit more and a little bit more. But anyway, child, let's get into it, honey, because it's not even about that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get into this review. Now, I am a fan of Heart and Hustle Houston. I know a lot of people are not watching this, but I think it is so good. And I know that we have one more episode before they actually go off the air. And yeah, I've enjoyed this season. I found myself in some of these ladies. I found also some of these ladies could be my best friend. I would love to have a friend such as some of these ladies from what I see. Of course, I don't know them like that. But yeah, so I thought it's very good. It's a good season. I thought they brought us good content. I felt like it was some of you guys may find yourself where these ladies are. And yeah, I thought it was good. So it was a good cast, a very good cast. I can't see them doing a reunion because a lot of time reunions, to me, in my opinion, is just to hash out stuff between the people on the cast. And heck, a lot of them didn't even have internal beef with each other. Not for real. It was just stuff they got going on outside the show. But anyway, let's get into it. So it's called The End of an Era. And I think this is episode 7, I think. So since I won't be on camera, I decided to give you guys a little, screenshots of each scene. So Latoya is celebrating being in PR for 16 years. So she's having a sweet 16. So she's throwing herself this sweet 16 and she's going to invite a lot of people. So she says she's worked with a lot of celebrities, and baby, she showed us the pictures, honey. Like, I think it was Shaquille O'Neal and different people that she worked with in the industry. So she's actually showing Chloe and some other ladies that's gonna help her with this event, the actual building. And I like this. Like, it looked like a regular building. But when you click a button, then you got all the things around the walls and all that stuff or whatever. So it kind of alleviates you having a whole bunch of other stuff. So it kind of fills in that space and you feel like you like in Vegas or at a concert or something like that. So I like that. I like that. And I need to get me a building child and do that. So she sit down and she talks to Chloe about where she is and her sweet 16 and everything. And um Chloe opens up to tell her about, the conversation that she had with her son Neiko and how he wants to be in the music industry. Now, I don't know if it's just me or not, but I want to say that these ladies have been friends before this show aired. I want to say for years that some of them have been friends for years, but I'm starting to question if that really and truly is the case because I don't know if Latoya, I mean, she's actually says she's known her for years, but I don't know if she's ever met her son. And I guess in my opinion, if well, maybe not necessarily. I want to say if somebody, it depends on how close of a friend. If somebody's been my friend, very closely, I think that they will meet my children at some point. But hey, who knows? So now, so Latoya said, "Listen, girl, child, I got you. I got you, girl. I got you because I am in the music industry, as you know, and I know people. So bring him to my event, and honey, I'm going to we're gonna network." So I thought that was a fabulous idea. You never know who knows who. You never know what doors can open if you open your mouth. So you never know. That's why I do like the network. I do like to mingle. I sometimes will share because you never know who knows what, who can help you out with whatever situation and things like that. So I thought that was great. So now in the next scene, y'all, now this was very emotional. And for this young man to share his feelings like that on, national television, I thought that was very brave of him. And I hope don't nobody clown him for that in his circle. But LeBrina is talking with her husband William, and her son Pops, comes up and they talk to him about, how his grades drop and everything. And he really and truly has a real raw moment before William was like, man, I raised y'all like y'all were my own. I didn't look at you as a step or a bonus or anything like that. Like I gave to you just like you were my own. So I think it kind of hurts their feelings, especially William, because he was like, I don't mind you spending time with your dad. I think every child should have time with their biological father. But he felt a way like I guess maybe you kind of shunning me and stuff like that. So William feelings was hurt because of the split time. And it looked like William is a really good dude. Just seems like that. Any man that will take on a woman's children as his own to me is a stand-up gentleman. So Pop, which is the son on the left, he was just saying that the reason he left and wanted to spend more time with his dad and kind of split the household. So he spends time there with his mom and his stepfather, as well as time with his biological father, because he said he was I guess he was maybe getting in trouble and he felt like he no longer wanted to be a bother or a nuisance to them, a burden. Um and so that's why. And he kind of tears up in that moment because he was like, I just felt like, hey, I was saving and doing y'all a favor by dismissing myself and, splitting my time up between y'all. That way y'all can have more, I guess, peace and times of ease. And they was like, hold up, wait a minute. You never a burden to us, number one. You never a burden. And William was like, man, no. He was like, man, I appreciate you sharing your emotions, man. Come on, give me a hug. So man, y'all, this was what we need. Families like this, like men sharing their feelings, sons, what I'm saying, sharing their feelings about, certain situations and just being real, raw, and honest. So I thought that was a good scene. So now let's move on to Latoya. So Latoya is sitting down, as you can see, with Ro and Chloe is always a vibe, honey. Um, Latoya is talking about her blind date with Banks, and she was like, get somebody else to do what you had. That man was too old, honey. I was the same age as one of his children. So no, that's not gonna work for me. And Ro also was just saying, listen, as far as me, what I got going on, I didn't quit my job at Victory. She said, I felt like that job was really consuming me and it was taking more of my me time. I couldn't spend time with my daughter. And I really and truly just kind of lost myself in it. So I let it go. So uh I can't do that. So now it's time for me to do me. And I like that for Ro. I like that because once again, it kind of tells you where some of these ladies may hit home for some of you guys that's watching this. And like I said, I wish it was on a wider scale or more people watching this. But I think, I don't know, sometimes new shows just take a minute to, branch off and to really and truly get in the what I'm saying, get with a good audience. And I don't know if it takes, advertising dollars to do that. And OWN probably just don't have that, advertising on other platforms and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, because like I said, I think that this can resonate with so many women. So Rose was just like, I'm done. I'm not gonna do that anymore. So So also they were saying that they like the fact that they do have supportive friends. I think Ro was saying that, that you can go to your friends and they'll support you and like, girl, do what's best for you. So now let's move on. Now, Latoya is at her getting ready for her event, and of course, Alaina is doing her makeup. Now, uh, I think okay, so far I know like certain people can look older than what they are. And I think Latoya is that person, but if she would stop wearing those ugly grandmama wigs that make her look so much older. Like I said, her and Banks, like I said in the last video, like, okay, he older, but dang, it don't look like y'all that much difference in age, to be honest. Not saying the girl's in her uh 50s, but shoot, I would have really pushed for 40. And I don't know if it's maybe maybe her parents had her late in life and she just kind of grew up in a mature way or whatever, but this kind of hairstyle fits her better than those wigs she be wearing. So, hair can make or break you, to be honest. Like for real, So but anyway, so Elena doing her face and she just getting ready for her sweet 16 and stuff like that. So yeah, can we talk about how Elena always on point? Like her dress, her makeup, her hair, but especially the way she dressed. I love, love the way she dresses. She dresses, and Elena could be older than Latoya, but you can't tell. I would love to know her age because you cannot tell. But anyway, so let's move on. So they getting ready, and old girl said, "Listen, baby, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna floss." So she flosses on them, honey, and she pulls out the what? I think that was a Ferrari. Heck, I don't know, child. I should have asked Eddie, but it was a Ferrari or some one of them expensive cars. And she was like, "This is the way you pull up, honey, for your sweet 16, child." So you pull up in this, somebody driving you, and so yeah, all the things. I said, shout out to her, honey, for doing her thing. So yeah. Now in this event, just the things I noticed, she had, some celebrities there, and they drinking, they having a good time. They got the poker tables, the DJs, the skaters, all the things, child, to have a good time. Like I like that. Let's have a good time. So as she's getting up there and she's saying her speech and everything, so she thanks everybody. She talks about, her 16 years being a PR person. And she was also saying that, she's worked for Warner Brothers, BET, and the list goes on. I said, go ahead, black girl, do your thing. So she also gives a special thanks to her dad. Of course, we know that her dad passed away, I think maybe a year ago. So she tears up because she was just saying, it really and truly has been hard. He was her best friend. She talked to him all the time, and just not having him here in this moment as she's celebrating her sweet 16 is kind of rough. But thank God she's getting through it. She was also saying, listen, I got a big announcement on that note. She is now exiting Houston entertainment scene. So she's no longer gonna be a PR person. She's no longer gonna be in the entertainment scene. I was like, girl, can you be my PR person, Chad? But you in Houston, honey. I need one here. But anyway, so she is exiting the scene and everything. And so she's focusing more on her passion, her restaurant, and things that she want to do in the community. And I thought that was great. Like, what a way to go out with a bang, beautiful scenery, beautiful company. I mean, you pull up, you doing your thing. I mean, shout out to you. 16 years. Wow. And she's like 35, y'all. So she must start this thing when she was 20. Wow. Kudos to her. She's like 35, 38, something like that. So kudos to her. Wow. 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 All right. So in the next scene, you got where Latoya, she pulled through, honey. She said she was gonna do it and she did it. So this is I think his name Lil Flip. I ain't never heard of him, honey. But maybe it's a Houston thing, or maybe it's just a me thing. But so he's a rapper, and I think he's a producer and all the things or whatever that Neiko, is looking for. So she introduces them and everything. So was like, "Hey, let me jot down your number and everything." And he said he helped young artists kind of get started in the industry. So I thought that was great, man. And Chloe said, one thing I'm gonna do, honey, I'm gonna put you in rooms, honey. I'm gonna put you in rooms. And that's what it's about, y'all. It's about networking, it's about, exchanging ideas and all the things. That's why I like to be. I like to be in them kind of rooms, Chad. I don't want to be in no rooms, honey, where nothing is prosperous. I'm serious. Chad, that's why you do not see me out. Not for real, for real, for real. Put me in rooms where I can help you and you can help me. Like it's all about elevation, you know? So anyway, y'all, the next scene they dancing, honey, and I took a picture of this child because I knew what they was dancing to, honey, and it said, "I'm burning in that bed." I don't know what they were saying. And then la 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 la. I swear, I swear, I swear, I love it. Now I'm out somewhere, child. Do that. I would definitely do that. I'm a line dance type of girl, but I definitely would want to do that. So I thought that was fun, honey. Go on out there, enjoy yourself, child. Enjoy yourself. Now, in this scene, you have Alaina again. The dress, the way she dresses is so on point. I love that blouse. Oh my gosh. Girl, you need to be okay, makeup artist, and you need to be a stylist as well, honey, because the styles are styling. Let's get into it. And I don't know if it's just maybe, because she's tall and, she just has that look. But yeah, so as they in this conversation, they basically just talking about, hey, current events, this is what's going on with me, blah, 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 blah. But LeBrina let them know that she's putting together a girls trip. I guess that's gonna be the final episode and everything. She wants everybody to come. So Alaina was also saying too that as far as, in her relationship, what's going on with that, she said that she hasn't been happy in a long time and she deserves more. So once again, Chad, we as the people is clueless to what she talking about. But anyway, honey. In this scene, Josh is coming to of course to the counselor and everything, and doing couples counseling. He said, now this is what Josh said. He said he is a very reserved person and he really and truly don't like to look for outside help, but he's coming here on behalf of his wife. Now again, I just don't understand. And I wish for the sake of everything, that they would stop trying to copycat, in my opinion, what happened with other shows. You know what I'm saying? And I want to use Huntsville as a prime example. With Huntsville, Melanie came out and said that her husband cheated. And that kind of took legs and it made that show blow up, in my opinion. It really overshadowed anything else that was going on sometimes, even with the other cast members. Because now every topic is about him cheating, him cheating, him cheating. And it took legs and it blew up, you know. And I don't know if that was the first or second season. I want to say the first season. So I hope people are not trying to piggyback off of that and hoping that that would do their show the same way if it was some infidelity on with the cast. But you got to think back, like that was during 2020. I think they filmed it in 2019 and came out in 2020. And yeah, yeah. And or 2019, I don't know. But anyway, and people were stuck in the house. People that had nothing to watch. You know what I'm saying? They got invested in it. Da 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 da. But people aren't in the house like that no more, child. People not even watch reality TV like that no more. Because I done had so many people say they don't watch reality TV like that anymore. So it's different. But I just don't want if Josh said he's more reserved, I don't know why he did the show. Because as they, talk, Alaina was just saying that their marriage has been rocky for the last 3 years. Josh said he wants to wake up and he wants his wife to feel safe again. And the counselor was asking, like, okay, why don't she? What happened? And I think a lady was said it was a lot of trust that has been broken, and she hasn't healed from that. She did say that there was some infidelity, when they were, I guess, during their engagement. And I'm saying you haven't healed from that. Like, what are we talking here? Because you said in the last 3 years, like we gotta sit up here and decode what she's saying. So in the last 3 years, you haven't felt safe. You haven't felt, protected. You haven't felt like you trust your husband. And so she was just saying that I think Josh stepped in and said something, but she was saying it was other things that transpired up until this point. Cause see, I don't think he was gonna say that. I think he was just gonna go by the fact that, okay, we're gonna come on here and say, okay, I cheated during engagement and I hadn't healed. I'm just saying, Alaina, I hadn't healed from that. But I think that she may be blindsiding him to get him to say more. I just think that's such a bad idea, y'all. I'm just sorry. I just think it's such a bad idea to bring your marital issues before on national television. I don't care if it's a counselor there or not. The people, the public can be very critical and very cruel. And so a lot of people do not heal from even what the public is doing. Some people that marriages could have survived and reconciled and everything, it really truly does not, for the fact of that these people come on national television and we the people have our own opinion. And some people even go far as to digging in deep and research and finding out other stuff. And some couples just never heal from that. In my opinion, going back because I'm looking at the similarities. Going back to Huntsville, I think from what I understood that Melanie blindsided Martell in talking about the infidelity. From what doing my research and what I understood is that they were not going to talk about it on the show. But I think Carlos pushed her to talk about it, which blindsided Martell. Because I think Martell said that they wasn't supposed to talk about. I think he did say something like that. So when you have a person, would Mel and Martell still be married if the public wasn't so vested? Could have been. Could have been. I don't know. I don't know. Will he continued on and got a child? I don't know. But it just became this uncontrollable fire. So I would never put my marriage on national television to a counselor for content for we the people to consume about my marriage. And so I don't like the fact that Alaina has chosen that route. If you really serious about saving your marriage. Now, if you not, do you boo? But if you are, because you don't want to humiliate your child's father, your children's father, your husband, you know. And again, let's go back. Josh said he's very reserved. And we can see that he don't even look like he like talking on camera. He gonna say the bare minimum. So I just think it's a bad idea. I'm assuming that he cheated because at this point we don't know what the real deal is. We don't know what the real deal is. So hopefully they will dive more into that in the next episode. But I just think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid. I would never. I would never sacrifice anything. Some people want fame, and I'm not saying Alaina wants that because it seemed like child y'all people knew who she was just by me reading, like the blogs comment that she's a a celebrity makeup artist. So I don't think that she would come on here for more clout, which she could. You know what I'm saying? People want other people know because I would have never known who she was. But I just still think it's a bad idea to sacrifice your marriage, your reputation, to put your marital business on Front Street like that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And going back, I wanted to say this too. The fact too is that I like the ladies in this part, and I meant to say this is when the ladies discuss how Ro was leaving and how she didn't say it here, how Latoya was saying that she is leaving the industry and she's doing something different. You know, it's a time in our life where change is good. It doesn't always feel good, but it is good. And I was able to relate in this area because this is where I am. I haven't worked like an outside job since last year, November of 2024. And I've been in the financial industry for over 20 some years. And I'm still navigating. I'm self-employed. I'm still navigating, you know, where God is leading me and where I'm going. So that's why you may see me doing podcasts, writing a book, doing just navigating that space. But I know it was time for me to leave, and it could be temporarily. But that's where I am. So I do understanding now getting to a place where it's about you. You can't be overworked, you can't be overstressed, you can't be any of those things. So it's about you and the next level that God has for you, because some doors have to close before other doors open. So you have to close some things, and some things have to be a final stamp, you know, before other doors can open. So I'm so proud of Ro and Latoya and all these ladies on this show, because I think that they really and truly, every woman can find themselves in these ladies. So that's all I wanted to say, you guys. So on that note, I will see you guys on the next video. As I say always, don't forget to go with God and let God go with you, and always put God first. Deuces.
Hey!